Starting from the beginning, we have the Hyrule Fantasy for the Famicom Disk System, and this manual is really cool because it actually came with extra stickers for the cartridge and stickers just to put anywhere you want. We got 3 little versions of Link, and then of course all of the little intro and stuff about the game. And there's tons of cool little images and all types of different little lore that we know in maps. And this is the iconic stuff that manuals and games used to come with. And then if we continue on from there, we come to the American release. That was the Japanese. And of course they all start with the lore, some images, and a little bit of telling you about the game. And so this is the nostalgic stuff to me. We really don't get manuals anymore, and there was just something about having all these the extras that are in there. When you're a kid and you get a manual, you like to look through it, you like to see the art, see what's going on in the game. Maybe you got stuck and you need to know something about how to get past the next level. There was just so many cool things about manuals. And then when we got into the Super Nintendo era, we even started getting manuals with extras, like a little extra top secret hint book, plus a full open up map. I mean, this is the era where manuals were starting to get so cool and so in-depth, tons of different lore. Like, look at that. The amount of lore that you find on the first 2 pages alone. I'm sorry, first 3, 4 pages alone. It's just insane. And obviously it would tell you all about the items, everything that you'd need to know. Tons of extra artwork, a brief history of Hyrule. I mean, this is stuff that you just don't get nowadays. And this is the stuff that I honestly miss. And that was the Super Nintendo era. We even go into Game Boy. We got little instruction manuals and the artwork yet again, prologue with all the story. This is the stuff that really got people excited. Like, when you opened up your game, sure, you wanted to play, but you wanted to read about the game. You wanted to read about the story, the lore, what's going on, the new characters being introduced. And this is just stuff that, unfortunately, they don't do anymore. They don't bother with manuals. Now they just think about it as it's all in the game, so there's nothing for you to know. And I mean, I don't know. This is stuff that I really wish we got back to. This is such a cool era of things, and even into N64, where honestly the greatest game ever made gave us one of the coolest manuals ever made, with a ton of lore and story that told you all about the game, characters, a map, things that you just needed to know. Anything that you had a question about within the game most likely could be answered within the manual. Of course, there was other things that you'd have to get like a game guide for, or just to complete the game. But the things that we had in these manuals, it's just a really good show of the era and how they wanted to market. It was marketing at the end of the day, but it was also, you got something extra. You got this little book, and it was able to give you so much detailed information, so many cool art pieces in it, and you just felt like you were more a part of the game than ever before because of all this cool stuff. So maybe one day we'll see it again, but for now, that's the end.